Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Recently, I received a question from a viewer, and he said, I'm retired and live in a rural area, and I cook a lot with frozen vegetables. Could you show me what are the best frozen vegetables for stir-frying with chicken and eggs? In my past videos, I have often included frozen vegetables in some of my dishes. However, I have never created a video that focused directly on frozen vegetables. In this video, I would like to discuss what type of frozen vegetable that is best for stir-frying. I will also discuss what are the best methods for stir-frying frozen vegetables. In the first part of this video, I will provide you with recommendations that I believe that will work really well in stir-frying. I discovered that the best frozen vegetables to use are those that come in small chunks. Because they cook quickly and they also are those most likely to maintain their original flavor. The first come to mind is the frozen vegetable mix. This frozen vegetable mix is pre-cooked, so they are ready to go directly into the wok. They are relatively inexpensive. This 12-ounce package of frozen vegetable mix made by Season's Choice, and it is available at the Aldi supermarket. The second frozen vegetable that I really like is frozen sweet corn. I would recommend that you use sweet corn rather than the regular corn. I have used this frozen sweet corn from the Season's Choice. I have been using this brand for quite some time. They have great sweetness and I really like them. You can get them from Aldi as well. The third frozen vegetable that I would like to recommend is frozen shelled soybeans. They also known as edamame. Edamame is very popular in Asian countries, but they now start to take on popularity in this country as well. Many people use the frozen shelled edamame in salad. However, they are great for stir-fry as well. The brand of edamame that I use is called Seapoint, and they are available in all Walmart superstores. Below the video, I have provided links to these free items because they are also available for you to purchase them online. All these free frozen vegetables works really well in stir frying, and you can use them separately or you can use them in combination as I have shown here. For this video, I'm going to show you how to cook two dishes with these frozen vegetables. One is an egg dish, the other one is a chicken dish. Both of them take less than 5 minutes to cook. Incidentally, I actually cooked these two dishes for dinner last night. I cooked both of these dishes in my Cucina 14-inch stainless steel wok. I started with 2 tablespoons of canola oil. I seasoned the wok with my spot seasoning method to create a non-stick cooked surface. Instead of beating up the egg, I add the egg directly to the wok. This will allow me to cook the egg in such a way to separate the egg yolk and the egg white. Using this method, the egg white will fry separately and will take on a crispy texture. The egg yolk will be soft, and this creates a contrasting texture and make the egg more interesting. At this point, I scramble the egg, and right at this moment, I'm going to add the frozen vegetable to the egg. I add somewhere between half to 1 cup of frozen vegetables. The vegetable comes directly from the freezer. In fact, it is much better to use the vegetable right from the freezer rather than let them thaw out, such as putting them in the microwave oven. This will retain the texture of the frozen vegetables. And it also better capture the flavor of the vegetables as well. Because you really don't want to cook the frozen vegetable too much. All you want to do is to warm them up to the serving temperature of the dish. And it's particularly not a good idea to thaw them out in the microwave oven because it will soften the texture of the vegetables. And it will take away that fresh taste of the vegetables. Instead of scramble the egg, I use the wok spatula to flip the egg over. I like to have the egg stay in a larger chunk. I think that makes them taste better for me. After a few quick mix, the dish is done, and the total cook time is less than 3 minutes. Depending on what kind of character of the dish that you would like to have, you can decide how much frozen vegetable that you should use. The second important consideration is that not to thaw out the frozen vegetable before you add them into the egg. Third, you can also make a choice of what frozen vegetable that you want to add. In this case, I use a mixture of the frozen vegetable mix, sweet corn, as well as frozen edamame. Finally, I garnish the dish with some oyster sauce. You can garnish the dish in whatever way that you would like. In the past, sometimes I would top it with some Parmesan cheese. Or I might use a sriracha sauce. To cook this chicken dish, I'm going to first cook the chicken by using a shallow frying technique. It is important to cook the chicken first because the frozen vegetable is already cooked. All you have to do is to mix it with the chicken. In this demonstration, I have cooked the chicken in advance with cornstarch to give it a crispy texture. I'm going to first fry the chicken on one side, and then I'm going to flip it over to fry the other side. If you notice there's something else in the wok, because I add several pieces of Chinese sausage just to test their flavor in a dish like this. It takes about 4 minutes to fry the chicken. Next, I add the frozen vegetable directly to the wok from the freezer. Again, it is important not to thaw out the frozen vegetable in advance. I'm going to let the heat in the wok to warm them up to the serving temperature of the dish. By now, the chicken is almost done. All I have to do is to stir fry the content so the vegetable will warm up to the temperature that will be good for serving. It is important at this point that you stir the content regularly. This will help to make sure to cook everything evenly. It only takes about 1 minute with constant stirring, first to thaw out the vegetable and then to warm them up to the serving temperature. As you can see here, everything goes very quickly. Since the vegetables are already cooked, and the goal is that you don't want to overcook them any further. The next step is to season the dish. In this case, I'm going to season the dish with a teriyaki flavor by starting out with 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce followed by 1 tablespoon of hoisin sauce. And for this dish, I'm going to give it a slight spicy flavor. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of fried chili in oil sauce. With a few quick mix of the contents in the wok, the dish is done. The total cook time of this dish is a little bit over 5 minutes. So in this case, all you need is to have some chicken. If you have prepped the chicken in advance, you will have it ready to cook in 10 minutes. And the next thing that you need is some frozen vegetable, and that can go directly from the freezer to the wok. So the take-home message in cooking this dish is very simple. First is that cook the chicken in advance. And in this case, I pan fry the chicken, and that is a good way to give the chicken a nice crispy flavor. This shallow frying method has a great advantage because you only need to use a small amount of cooking oil. And when the chicken is almost done, then you add the frozen vegetable to the wok. Again, make sure you do not thaw out the frozen vegetable in advance because this will help you to maintain the texture as well as the flavor of the frozen vegetables. And this is the reason I always have this free frozen vegetable available in my freezer. And with eggs, which I always have in my refrigerator, and also with advanced prepping of chicken, I can make a really nice dinner in very little amount of time. Last night I was in a hurry and my advanced prepping has getting to be quite low. So I decided to make this quick dinner for my wife and my son. I walked into the kitchen at about 6 o'clock, and by 6:20 I have dinner served on the table. I post a video each day to explain as well as to help people to adopt my fast cooking system. To help people to make home cooking as a practical, effective, and fun activity. To make home cooking to be part of their daily routine. If you're interested in my cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.